The next clip that I got ready for you,
Yeah.
it's from the Sean Ryan show. One of the episodes, he put it out on Christmas, and it's a former Navy SEAL. His name's Eddie Penny. Very, very powerful episode. I watched that episode when I was going through some hard times, and mentally, mostly. And it was pretty powerful to listen to all the carnage and damage he went through fighting overseas. Me and Josh got out. I think I shared in our last story. There's some things that we just didn't have to go to war. We got really lucky. And he shares his stories of when he went overseas. And he came back, and you get trained by the military, right? And you train every single day. Your body's in peak shape. You rehearse things so frequently, and you're told what to do, and you do it instantaneously. It makes for a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
And when you get out of the military, there's some guys that can't leave it behind.
Yeah.
They literally have to operate their lives like that to have anything make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we were cut in the same cloth. I think we moved on, but we took lessons and applied things in our daily life. So for during my hard time, when I started seeing things were going bad for me, you've been suggested David Goggins' book before.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm good. I read it and I sucked. I was like, this is so good.
Yeah.
But it's not faith-based. It's basically believing in yourself and not giving basically not giving excuses. Well, this gentleman, Eddie Penny, he I suggest anyone go back and watch this about it. The point I'm trying to make in this next part is talking about how you can find your identity in things and being strong for Christ. I think you can go out and be a Navy SEAL your entire life and have all these things happen, but life is going to get you to a point where you can't handle things.
Yeah.
And I'd like to discuss after we're done about what that looks like after you accept Christ and how it starts shifting you and how being bold for Christ can help you change your life.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wanted someone to pray for me. All that crap. Never thought I could be forgiven.
Actually, really quick before we go further, where is he at right now? Leading up to him right here saying, I wanted someone to pray for me. Do you remember? He's just kind of going through a tough time. And
I believe he had just gotten to a conference.
Okay.
Where I'm going to lead into that next in our conversation.
Okay. Cool. I'll go back to the video then.
Okay.
Cool.
Forgive of your sins. I'm like, man, I've killed more people. I've done things that most people don't even dream of, think of, can't even concoct in their brain. I've done it. From booze to women to pills to killing. Gun, knives, grenades, explosives. Nothing. Anything and everything. All of it. There's no way. There's no way you can forgive me. And I wanted someone to pray for me. And the last night of this thing, nothing's happening to me, really. I mean, a little bit of something, but nothing monumental. At the end of the conference, they have the bonfire, and they give you this little Post-it note, hey, the things that you want to get rid of, write down what you want to get rid of. And I was like, this Post-it ain't gonna do it. I need a legal pad with 100 pages. So I'm like, give me some more of those Post-its. So I'm putting down, I wanted my drinking to go away.
Really quick, I just want to, that's funny. That's the Emerge conference that we've been to, but we had the big 2x4s that you had to carry around, and you write all of the things that you want to get rid of, and then you throw that into the fire at the end of the conference. So just funny. He's clearly at a Christian conference of some sort, and they're having him write on a notepad what they're going to get rid of. But it's just funny that he said, I need something bigger. And
I will add for context to the show, because we go right into the part where he's changing something about himself, but he had just gotten in a fight with his girlfriend at the time. And because you're not going to see the clip, it's going to end before it. It's kind of humorous.
Okay.
I'm paraphrasing for what I remember, but he basically went to a company party for this girlfriend's brother who owns the company that she works for. He got wasted, and at one point she was kind of telling him he needs to slow down, and he threatened her to peel her face off with his knife.
Ugh.
And the next day she said, I will stay with you if you go to this conference.
Okay.
And
that's the only reason he's there?
He doesn't know that's a Christian conference.
Okay.
So he gets there and you're missing the parts where he's putting in context. He doesn't want to be there. Okay. He thinks every dude there is weak.
Okay.
He thinks everyone's soft.
Okay.
He doesn't want to be there. There's no beer there. There's no drugs there. He's like, I don't even know how I'm going to get through the next 2 days. And the part you're watching is fast forward. It's kind of humorous because his girlfriend breaks up with him when he gets back. She said, I have zero intention
after he goes
of staying with you.
She just wanted him to go?
You just needed some Jesus in your life.
That is awesome.
But
that's awesome.
And you're going to find out.
So what a godsend, though.
Yeah. I wanted my anger to go away. I wanted direction on how to be a good father. I didn't want to be a slave to watching porn on the freaking internet. I wanted to be there for my family. I didn't want to be absent. I wanted peace in my brain from the stuff that we went through overseas. I wanted clarity on my future. I just want to be a better man. I'd be happy with that. And, you get around this, you get a bunch of these dudes around the fire, you got your little piece of paper, and everyone goes around, which I didn't know, and you say what you want to get rid of. You don't have to. But, about halfway through, I got up and, I said my thing, and I got choked up. I got really choked up, and I threw it in the fire. And it felt good. It felt good. And I'm like, it's still in my head. I'm just like, this is stupid. It's a piece of paper, blah, blah, blah. Nothing's going to change. Questioning everything, testing everything, not believing anything. But there was still just something tugging on my heart. There was just something very small, just tugging on me. Enough to keep me engaged. And I was walking away from the fire when everyone went. And I was like, all right, I'm going to get out of here. I just want to be alone and just go do something, go to bed, whatever. I had no Mucinex, had no alcohol. How do I do this? And this guy comes up to me, young guy. I think I was 32 when this all happened.
Brother, I just want to stop and it's kind of funny that tugging he's talking about, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's something that every single person who has been away from God or maybe didn't grow up with God at all.
Yeah.
And then right before coming back to God, it's just that little bit of tugging.
Yeah.
It's God pulling on you. I'm here.
I'm going to be off camera when we're doing this. I know you're paying attention to the video, but I'm listening and I'm like, it's making me feel something. Cause I remember where I was at in this moment. And I told you I was trying to find my identity back in the military a little bit because I'm like, I'm strong.
Yeah.
I've done hard things. I can get through this life, but I wasn't in the moment of using God.
Yeah.
As my source.
Yeah.
It's like every time I think I could do it on my own, it's just broken me down to the point where God's like, dude, I need you to be with me.
We have no strength in ourselves.
Right. Just you're going to be flawed. No matter what you do, you can, unless you keep yourself so closed off and safe, you're never going to live a good life either.
Yeah.
Happened. He was 26. His name, Kyle Thompson. He actually has a podcast, Undaunted. And he came up to me. He's like, hey, dude, that was really cool what you said. I was like, thanks, dude. And he's like, do you mind if I pray for you? This dude came up to me. I was probably 230, tattoos. I was a big boy. He was not. He was younger. And he had the balls to come up and do that. And that right there is obedience. I've seen many a men that you can just see them like they're intimidated just to have a conversation from one human to another. I'm not just saying me, but with many people. Just because of, he was in this movie, or he's a UFC fighter, whatever it is, you're still human. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But he did not. He came up and he did that. And as soon as he put his hand on me and started praying, I lost it. it was starting to make sense. It was all making sense to me. And so I talked to him for about an hour, 2 hours. At the end of that night, went to bed. And the next day was Sunday. And we had like they played worship music, but not like kind of like rock, you know. And they played it every day. And it's been like, okay, can we please turn this crap off so we can like get on with this so I can get the heck out of here? For some reason, man, I'll never forget the song. I had to look it up. It was by Matt Redman, 10,000 Reasons. It was playing, and the beat of that song and the words of that song rocked my body. It was different. Something changed. Something changed internally. I would say I don't know how, but I do know how. It just changed. And I felt different. And I started to smile.
I just wonder, like, how many people have this similar story. Just it's taking me back to the first time I went to that Emerge conference. I had recently come back to God, and I went to the conference just invited by a friend and had no idea what I was going into. And I get there and it opened up, you know, people are setting up their campsites. Everyone's just talking, hanging out. That was cool. And then it went into like this big, huge tent with worship music. And I'm watching everybody, and I had never been around this type of stuff. Like I have been to a Lutheran and Catholic church in my life at that point, pretty much. I think I went to one church that had like the rock band, but it wasn't like major. But I'm watching, and everybody's so into it. And at first I was like very standoffish and just looking at it like, man, why are these guys all some of them have tears in their eyes while they're singing along to these songs? And I'm like, what is going on right now? And then through the course of the next couple days, just the messages, the sermons, and then being in that tent, just feeling the Holy Spirit moving, and then same thing, releasing all of those traumas, those sins that I'd been hanging on to for so long, and putting them onto that wooden stick and burning them and letting it all go, and having prayer with each other and for each other. And it was just the most amazing release. And like, exactly like he said, it's when it all started to click and make sense. And it's amazing. His story, completely different background, what he went through, who he was, completely different than me. And that experience is so similar that it just like took me back. That was cool.
I thought the conference was amazing, and I definitely thought that I didn't want to go with you. Like, you started saying how great it was, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go.
Yeah,
I really don't.
Yeah.
And it was coming up again, and you said, do you want to go? And our faith journey together was picking up steam. And I knew it would be good for me to go with you. But I really didn't want to be around a bunch of dudes. I did this in the Marine Corps so much. Yeah. And you know, it's a mixed bag sometimes. You go to a Christian event and you might find people who are compatible with you and not compatible with your personality. That's okay. I'm not trying to judge anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
But sometimes you find some dudes that are some really good. Like, you talked about it last episode. You talked about soul talk. Remember you saying that?
Yeah.
When you're talking about like really who you are as a person. Yeah, I had not heard that term, or maybe I hadn't. I never thought about it, but it really gravitated with me, because like sometimes that's what I miss, that I see in these podcasts, that people have these really deep conversations.
Yeah,
and people are missing that a lot. But we get to the conference, or before we get to the conference, I literally was trying to figure out a way to not go. And I was up one night praying, and literally I don't hear the audible voice of God very often, and it wasn't audible, but it literally was like, go to the conference. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And so I committed right that night. It was like midnight,
telling me that.
And I know you'd get the message, but you're on silent. So I text you, I'll go to the conference. And I know if I told you I'll do it, then I'm the kind of person that if I tell you I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right,
Now I'm in.
And it led down a path of like wonderful things. I haven't been around a group of dudes who literally put their guard down immediately. Their pride was not important at the time.
It's amazing.
It was really cool to see just the people getting their boards, a 2x4 you put on your back, the rope attached to it, and people started writing down things that they eventually want to get rid in their lives. And there was no modesty.
No.
There's some really intense things that as you're walking by and you're smiling and having a chat with a dude,
people's boards,
and you're walking semi together, whatever, and maybe a guy you just had a conversation with walking with somebody else, and you start to see his board. And sometimes it's like sad that you're like, wow, I would never have expected that. Sometimes it's sad in a way that you're like, I wish I could take that from them because they're a really good dude.
Yeah.
But just letting their guards down and being like, come as you are.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. We're all flawed. We're all, we all have our histories. We all have our pasts, but everyone's there for that purpose of moving on from those things. And that was cool in the video when he said like, he felt something change just as he was talking about it, right? When he was getting rid of those things. And that's what I don't think people realize sometimes is we've all been like, as guys, we've been like brainwashed almost to believe that we have to hold on to all of the things that we deal with, all of the traumas that you've gone through in life, all of the issues that you're going through on a daily basis. And that's the work of the enemy telling you that you have to hold on to that. You have to hold on to that because all that's doing is hardening someone's heart. And a hardened heart is horrible for your health, for your future. And I mean, just speaking those things out, just having that vulnerability allows you to release it. And then it's God that can give the healing from there and can help restore you. But it's just releasing those things, just being there to talk to someone, to have people who aren't going to judge you when you say those things. And it's just so important to have that in life.
Yeah. I've made some friendships there that I've kept up to. Like, it's not like they live in different states and whatnot, but every once in a while I'll get a text saying, hey man, like, thinking about you and praying for you and vice versa. Sometimes I'll do the same thing. And I haven't felt camaraderie like that since the Marine Corps. And even the Marine Corps,
that was what I tried telling you before going. I'm like,
it's a beautiful thing because in the Marine Corps, we look back on it and we talk about all the good times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how life is too. You highlight the good points and then the bad parts become funny.
Yeah.
But when you're doing it with a group, when you struggle through something alone and you don't talk to other people, it's misery.
Yeah.
But when you do it as a group, you come out of it and go, remember that time that was so terrible? I mean,
dude, most of the memories from the Marines are just like the time that all this was breaking or the time we're out doing whatever in the rain and you remember this. And
someone goes, it couldn't get any worse. And then it starts to rain.
And then it actually gets worse.
Yeah.
And those are like a lot of the memories from that time, but it's because you're going through it with brothers.
Do you remember